You didn't lose your imagination because you grew up. You lost it because you were taught to. Once, when the narrator was 6 years old, he saw a picture in a book about the primeval forest. It showed a boa constrictor swallowing an animal whole. After eating, the snake could not move for months. It slept while digesting its prey. The image stayed with the child. He thought deeply about the jungle, and with a colored pencil he drew his first picture. It was a drawing of a boa constrictor that had swallowed an elephant. Proud of his creation, he showed it to the grown-ups and asked a simple question. "Does this drawing frighten you?" The grown-ups answered calmly, without hesitation. "Frighten? Why should anyone be frightened by a hat?" The child was confused. It was not a hat. It was a snake digesting an elephant. So he tried again. He drew another picture, this time showing the inside of the snake, so that adults could understand it clearly. Because, as he noticed even then, grown-ups always need things explained. This second drawing showed the elephant clearly inside the boa constrictor. The grown-ups looked at it, and their advice was simple. They told him to stop drawing snakes, whether from the inside or the outside. They suggested he focus instead on geography, history, arithmetic, and grammar. And so, at the age of 6, the child gave up what might have been a magnificent career as a painter, not because he lacked imagination, but because no one could see what he saw. Years later, whenever he met a grown-up who seemed intelligent, he tested them. He showed them his first drawing, and every time the answer was the same. That is a hat. So he stopped talking about jungles, stars, and snakes. He spoke instead about golf, politics, and neckties. And the grown-ups were very pleased to have met such a sensible man. This reminds me of a famous quote by Pablo Picasso. "It took me 4 years to paint like Raphael, but a lifetime to paint like a child." Painting is not about art. It is about perception. And The Little Prince strategically opens with this scene to show how that perception dies. The child sees a whole experience, a living process, a story hidden inside a shape. But adults reduce everything to a category, a familiar shape, or a label. When adults say, "It's a hat," they are not stupid. They are trained to reduce complexity into something manageable, trained to recognize patterns they already know, trained to stop asking questions once something feels familiar. This is the first tragedy of adulthood. Not the loss of intelligence, but the loss of depth. Children naturally see meaning before labels. Adults see labels before meaning. And when the child redraws the picture, cut open, explained, simplified, the magic is already gone. Because imagination does not survive constant justification. The child does not stop drawing because he fails. He stops because his way of seeing is invalidated and dismissed. Society does not destroy creativity violently. It destroys it gently, through correction. Be practical. Focus on what matters. Don't waste time. And slowly, without realizing it, the child learns to abandon his inner vision. He adapts. He learns what to talk about. He learns what not to mention. He learns how to survive adulthood. He does not lose imagination. He hides it. This chapter is not criticizing adults. It is diagnosing a condition. Adulthood, as Saint-Exupéry presents it, is a gradual narrowing of perception, a shift from seeing to recognizing, from wonder to utility, from meaning to measurement. And that is why this book begins here. Because before we meet the little prince, we must understand what the world has already done to the narrator. The book is not attacking adults. It is warning us. Because the moment everything becomes a hat, we stop asking deeper questions. And when that happens, the world becomes easier to explain, but much harder to understand.